Hello YouTube, I'd like to discuss taxes, specifically income taxes, how they work and what should be done. Now, as it is, usually the more money you make on an annual basis, whatever your job might be, the more taxes you pay percentage-wise. For instance, somebody making $20,000 a year, they might pay 10% income tax. I don't know if that's exactly accurate, I'm just using that figure for point of discussion. So $20,000, 10%, that would be $2,000. So they'd be left with $18,000. Now, somebody, let's say if they make $200,000 a year, let's say they pay 25% on their income tax. Again, I don't know if 25% is accurate, but for sake of discussion, let's just say 25%. So $200,000, 25%, that would be $50,000. So they would be left with $150,000. Now, some people might say that that's not fair. Why should somebody who's making more money, why should they have to pay 25% when the other guy who's only making $20,000 is only paying 10%? They might say, why should you punish somebody for success? That's one of the arguments that people use in regards to people who make more money paying more taxes. Well, hey, look at it. The guy paying $50,000 in taxes, he's got a nice big fat $150,000 left over. Whereas the guy who's making only $20,000 a year and paying 10%, he's got $18,000 left over, and nowhere near that $150,000. So that the guy making more money, making the $200,000, he's got a lot more even with this higher tax bracket. And why we don't like to pay taxes, nobody really likes taxes, but the fact of the matter is we need taxes. We have to have taxes in this country. No taxes would mean no country. How else would we run this country? After all, if you're living in this country and you're using its facilities, you make a contribution. It's only fair. And somebody who's working just as hard but not making as much money, they shouldn't have to pay as much percentage-wise. But I think it should go further than that. I should also think it should depend on whatever job a person's working. For instance, let's say there's some world-class supermodel. Let's say she makes $5 million a year, as a lot of these top-class supermodels are multimillionaires. So let's just say she makes $5 million a year, and let's say she pays as much as 0.5% of that in sales tax or in income tax. So let's say she pays $2.5 million a year in income tax off the $5 million. That still leaves her with $2,500,000 a year. Not bad. Not bad to net out at $2,500,000 a year. Personally, I wouldn't mind netting out that at every year. So even if she does pay as much as half of that in income tax, she's still got a big, huge chunk left over. She could go buy herself a mansion, a Ferrari, a yacht, whatever, and live the good life. Now, on the other hand, let's say, take for instance a Navy SEAL. Now, I don't know exactly how much they make, but from what I understand, that SEALs, they do get a nice bonus. That in addition to their salary that they get for being in the Navy, that depends on your rank, they also get a nice $30,000 bonus. Not bad, but nowhere near the $5 million. So for sake of discussion, let's just say the SEAL makes $50,000 a year, and let's say he pays 10% income tax on that, so he'd be left with $40,000 a year. Nowhere near the $2.5 million that the supermodel's making. And yet here we have this guy, a SEAL. He is out there putting his life on the line for this country so we can enjoy the freedoms, the rights, and the privileges that we enjoy in the great USA. He's out there risking his life, working really hard, and stuff that SEALs do. First, to become a SEAL, you got to go through this program called BUDS, and that is no joke. It is just it's impossible to describe, but just one of the hardest things ever. And then the risks they take, they got to go kill terrorists, or, and go up against the terrorists and all that. A team with only maybe 4 to 10 people in it. I don't know the exact numbers, but they might be up against more than 100 enemies, enemy soldiers, putting their life on the line, working really hard with the training they do and the risks they take, netting out at only $40,000 a year, whereas you got some supermodel, all she does is walk runways, prance around and look pretty, and she's netting out at $2.5 million a year. What's she doing for this country? She's just providing people with entertainment. She's providing horny men with entertainment. That's all she's doing. She's not putting her life on the line like the SEAL is. She doesn't work hard like a SEAL does. She's not fighting for those rights, that very right to go eyeball these supermodels in magazines or on television or whatever. That right that we enjoy so much, it is being fought for and it is being preserved by people such as Navy SEALs and other people in the service who put their life out there on the line, and they're not getting paid nearly as much as her. They deserve more than that, if you ask me. I think a SEAL should be making a few million a year and should pay less in income tax than a supermodel, percentage-wise. I wouldn't object to a SEAL being paid $1 million a year and paying 10% in sales tax, netting out at $900,000 a year. With the risks they take and all that, they deserve that. What does a supermodel do to deserve the $2.5 million that she nets out every year, aside from just providing men and providing people with entertainment? No, I think the SEAL deserves more than she does. I know that paying SEALs $1 million a year and with them netting out at $900,000 a year, that might cause our taxes to go up, but I think they deserve it. We take for granted what they do for us, what these men in the service do for us. While we're busy eyeballing these supermodels and actors and actresses and all these world-class celebrities, there's people fighting and dying for us so that we can keep eyeballing these supermodels and actors and actresses and celebrities. They deserve more appreciation, and they certainly deserve more pay. And they shouldn't be taxed as heavily as a supermodel. So I think that somebody like a supermodel, as I said, they should be taxed, if they are making in the $5 million range, they should be taxed half that. And the SEAL should be taxed 10% at the most of what he makes. I only think that's fair for the sacrifices and the work that he goes through compared to what the supermodel does. So that's all I have to say. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.